a game. So when I first discovered it, I kind of had no idea how to make any sense of it. Like I'd played games like the Total War games before, which have in them a simulation of the entire planet, but they're quite limited. You can sort of start in Western Europe, or you start in China, and you kind of work in that small region. This is a game which simulates the entire world as a connected whole over almost 400 years of history. And in doing so, it's just the most weird, full simulation kind of imaginable. So I'm going to play a game today as Kilwa. Kilwa are a Sunni Muslim nation with the world here starting in 1444. And I don't know, for all that I know quite a lot of history, I don't know that much. I don't know that much about Kilwa. What I do know is that they have the capacity to form into, in this game, Zanzibar, which is a very strong East African trading state. And I'm going to explore a little bit of story here, which is the East African trade at about this point in history was one of the wealthier parts of the world. It was sort of starting to come to its end at this point, but certainly much wealthier than any other part of Africa, and in contact with the whole of the Indian Ocean. The Horn of Africa was really an end of the world for an Eastern world, and this split, this kind of European end of the world, the European sphere at about 1444 was about this big. In fact, if I don't know how to do it. If I was to jump into this game as Portugal, I wouldn't know about this part of Africa. But you'll see that jumping into this game as Kilwa, I know about a lot of the world. And I think that's fascinating because I think that reverts a lot of our narratives about European dominance, and it turns it into a much more specific thing that happens for Europe to be such a dominant world power. And in this playthrough, I want to explore that, and I want to explore a bit of a story. And that story is the idea that in 1444, let's start the game off. Sultan Ismail al-Mawahib. Sultan Ismail al-Mawahib. Al-Mawahib. We're going to play an Iron Man, which means I can get an achievement. You know, because it's nice to get achievements. And the goal here is to stop Europe getting into kind of into India. What I'm actually going to do to make this possible, because I think this is not an obvious thing. They even have, I think this was a great addition, they just kind of added in a little bit to explain what each nation was at the start of the game. So I start as Kilwa, which is an East African feudal. So I start with feudalism, kingdom, and so let's just start looking at the state of the world. So this is what I can see. This is what I know of. I know of the world all the way out to India, and one of the ways that I'm going to achieve my goal here of kind of stopping European expansion into the Eastern world. I don't know how hard this is going to be. I don't know if this is a run people do, but it's kind of my own self-motivated achievement run. One of the ways I'm going to try and do that is by helping the states of India grow mighty enough to kind of back support me so that this can be the blockage point. So the goals are going to be to have as few as possible, if ideally none, of Europe getting to anywhere here, getting a real foothold here. And we'll see how easy that is, or how impossible it is. So let's start looking at the world. Like right now, this is what we can see. Most of the game is covered in nations from the very beginning. So each one of these is its own nation. You can think of it as its own player. And each nation is made up of a series of provinces. If you're watching this thinking, this is an incredibly basic start to an EU4 stream, that's kind of one of the points of this. This isn't just, hopefully it'll be enjoyable for people who like to watch EU4, but it's not just that, it's about exploring how games as a toolbox are giving us an opportunity to explore worlds that are worth exploring, that are good to explore. Not aproblematically, you'll see that this game, in trying to capture and gamify a huge period of history, kind of has to capture also some of the bad sides of it. I don't know if at the beginning of this game the state of something like slavery in my kingdom. I anticipate we'll find out about it as we go. So I can be a Khalifa. I'm going to look up some things as I go. There's a lot at the beginning of a game of EU4. I'll start kind of building up to it as we go. What I probably want to do... So, this kind of shows you the cultural world at the start of this game. This is the Sunni world. Also patches of Shia. I'm not going to make a huge deal of the difference. This is... I wonder how I know this is. This is part of my plan. This is the Coptic Ethiopia. Coptic, for people who don't know, is a kind of an East African take on Christianity. Christianity obviously having been... This is the birthplace of Christianity, especially here. Christianity spreads, but is at some point... Already the religion has taken on different forms in different places, but then it's really cut off from the rest of European Christianity by, at this stage in history, the Mamluks, but from the 800s, basically by the rise of Islam. And so they certainly still exist. There's also a small part of the world that is Jewish. Throughout the world, there is a significant Jewish population, but this is one of the small areas. And there's also what the game calls, and I'm sure this is pushing over... Oh, why did I start with the religious bit? Is pushing over many cultural boundaries and different types of worship. Am I safe? You're never safe. There's never a right way to say any of this, but at the same time, there doesn't need to be a wrong way. It's fetishist, which basically means very generally no clear religious structure. The game defines it. I'm not going to try to. So, this is the religious world we start in, and I want to get up here because I want to be Coptic. And getting that to happen will be interesting. But There's good reason for that. Because I'm not just going to stop the Europeans by being a mighty local nation. I don't know if that will be powerful enough. No, I'm going to go effectively into Europe. Not necessarily militarily, but diplomatically. To really lock this side of the globe down, I think I've got to lock down this side of the globe as well. Because I've really got to... Europeans in this game are like a worm. They will try and find a way through. So, here is the plan. Starting with Ishmael al-Mahabid, still can't say that. I'll either learn or he'll die. People die in this game all the time. So the kind of the fiction of it is that I have somehow heard of, maybe through the Mamluks, the nations of Western Europe, and I have realized that they are this horizontally stratified, fertile, level land, which is just going to go wildfire for exchange of ideas as people start living more urban lifestyles, and that the only thing that they particularly lack is space, but they'll have a huge amount of trade going on, and so they will be incentivized to try and use that technological advantage to conquer the globe, not because they're bad, but because that's what I can see as a pretty logical thing to happen from what I know of the great swathes of Western grassland. And I'm going to, as dangerous it is to be any kind of gatekeeper, I'm going to set myself up as a gatekeeper. Not to stop the spread of European ideas into the rest of the world, but to stop the spread of deep imperialism without any knowledge of culture or any care of the human impact. And to do that, I'm going to kill a bunch of people. And, it's one of the things that you have to do along the way. You can't really play this game passively, and as with many games, it's a shame that it revolves around so much around killing. The genre is often called a map game, and it's a more map than it is war, but it's definitely both. So I'm just checking out trade. So trade is going to be one of the things that really keeps me afloat. It's going to be a lot of where I get my power from. Okay, so in the short term, that trade looks perfectly sensible. I have 2% of 6.3 trade power here. I have 7% of 1.5, but how much? I'm going to see what happens if I put my merchant here and send it to the Gulf of Aden. I'm currently making it this 2.41 from trade. Let's see if we can do better than that. I can convert some provinces. I can convert the religion of some provinces. I probably should convert these. Now, Ibadi is not bad. Ibadi is... where's my religious thing? Oh, here. Oh, I'm not sure. Chance of new cavalry to infantry. Sunni is just kind of boring. Let's check out Ibadi. So I'm actually not allowed to convert to other religions, but it can happen by events, I think. I'm currently... So it's saying negative 25 piety. So, there's 2 schools, legalism and mysticism, missionary strength, morale of armies, or fort defense. Or, I mean, that seems generally much better. Morale of armies is useful, but no, I definitely want to be conversing towards legalism. That seems like worth having as well, because I'd rather have more religious unity. Especially because there's nothing I need to do particularly right now. I'm probably not making very much money, and I need some rivals. So Mutapa and Ajapan have rivaled me. Ajuran. So I'm going to rival everyone, which opens me up to... They quite like me. Is there any reason to go after them right away? They'd be willing to ally. They're not entirely against being my vassal. Oh, that's diplomatic relations. Oh, these my vassal? Oh, they are, and they love me. Great. So I want to see who is the enemy of my enemy. I don't know anything about the Moravi. Who's the enemy of my enemy up here? So Ethiopia is too far away. That's their vassal. I think maybe I do want an alliance with these guys. Because the first place I'm going to try and expand is... No, maybe I want an alliance with these guys. Is there anything particularly that I want from these guys? The trade good is ivory, but most of this is ivory. I really want to get at these gold mines. That's a slave trade. Their trade good is also ivory. These guys just have less than I want, which makes them more useful to me as allies. You're just not really strong enough. You quite like me, so what we're going to do, we're going to improve relationships with you. And and what else do we want to do? I just realised I had what feels like 2 different volume knobs. Okay. No idea why. But I think I can separately put down the volume of the game. There we go. Sponsor me. No, no one is likely to sponsor me. Oh, what? Oh, so they'll take an alliance, but they don't like me. Well, that's a good idea. So, while I'm waiting on other things to happen, I should send this. I don't have any claims at the very beginning. You're going to be my ally. Mutapa is going to be my second enemy. Milindi and Patti. You would also ally me. How many diplomatic relationships am I allowed? I'm allowed 3. I have a vassal. That would be 2. I can't really resist getting that entrepot. It's just a lot of trade power. That's going to make me a lot of money, so I'm going to start. There's a bunch of different ways that you can go to war with someone in this game, but you can't just declare war on them. You have to have a reason to. I mean, you can, but it's really heavily de-incentivized. So you're going to protect trade in probably Zanzibar. No, Gulf of Aden. That's cool because I'm sort of immediately starting to move that way. So I have an army, but I don't care for it. I have some unrest. So I can abolish the slave trade, which is good. I don't have my own missions, but that's alright. I don't really need this yet. Okay, let's start the game and see what we get, what happens. I have an ally. That's good. That's immediately bad. Okay, they're kind of on their way. I want to embargo my rivals. There is so much to explain that I'm not going to try and explain all of it at once. Do I want to marry my subject? Yes, I do. Very nice. So, I'm building a spy network here. That's my current. Did I embargo you? Yes. That's my current priority. I can do this and get faster spy network construction. Ooh. I also want to... Oh, no, I can't get a merchant there yet. Ignore everything I did. So Citra is getting me 2.8. It's now getting me... Did I? That seems bad. Feels like I should be getting more. Do I want to think about making friends with any of the people of Madagascar? Not really at the moment. They're not powerless. Anti-Marino would help me. But I have other concerns. My main one, I need 20 spy strength and then I can go to war with these guys. Given that I don't have a heir, I don't think I should be general. I think that I'm not a very good general. The rulers generally aren't a very good general anyway. We are East African, which means that we get... Where is it? What does it tell me about? Technologies cost more to us than they do to Europeans. Transfer trade power. I sent the wrong one. That's what I did. Maybe. So have they got any allies? They are allied with the big guy. You've got one ally. Oh, so what do I want to do? I want them to decide they like me. Decide you like me. Like me. It'll just take a sec. Oh, one more tick probably. Obviously we're in a world where I can just tell people to like me. Oops. Oh, they probably like me by now. So I don't want anyone to go to war. There we go. To go to war before everything is ready. Because we are going to fabricate a claim on these guys. We definitely want it on Mombasa. And now we want to see what happens. Maybe you should have done that in a different order, but it seems to have worked. I will marry you, and I wish to declare war on you, which Marahan will join. Great. So this is probably going to be interesting. What I didn't do was anything clever. You'll see as I'm playing this that there's so much that one can do in this game. What do I currently have? I would actually like... Luckily I just didn't really use my money there. God, you take ages to train troops. No, that's way too many cavalry. This one should be a spearman. So, war is both relatively simple in this game and just disgustingly complex. Ooh, we won a battle up here. And we will probably continue to win those because Marahan is a stronger naval power than Ajuran by the looks of it. I'm still paused. Okay, so they have 6,000. I will just wait here. Are they going somewhere else? That's fine by me. Writing reliable AI for a game like this is close to impossible. So it looks like my ally's going to win that. It looks like I needn't be involved. Cool. Everything's gone pretty well there. That's a strong start. I've just watched. Oh great! They even get attacked by rebels. Which they are going to win, but not by that much. It hurts them quite a lot. Not rebels, natives. Woo! They're coming in here. They will be here on the 28th of March. My sieging of the province will be done in 8 days, which will be the 14th. I would arrive on the 20th. Right, let's really calculate this. I've got 6 days left. Okay, so I wouldn't make it. So what I'm going to do is just leave this province. I don't need it that badly. And then see what this army does. If it keeps walking away from their capital, great. If... Where's my fleet? Navies. Go there! Oh, you went home to repair. Let's hope this fleet doesn't come out of port. In fact, I could train some more. I could train one more merchant ship. They have joined. Will my ally join? Right now it's even Stevens. My vassal isn't joining. Someone else did join. Oh, of course, yeah, go back there. Unless my ally is on his way down the coast. This is not worth it. Let's escape to wherever I escape to. Did I lose a lot of ships? It just told me, but I skipped the screen. So, did I just break the stream? So once he locks, I'll take these guys over there. I think everything's going fine. I don't really know how difficult this is going to be. Whether it's going to be some crazy struggle or whether it's... Cool. Now I want everyone I can get over there. Now, these guys have come down here, which is pretty stupid. I fulfilled the mission. To build to my force limit. Great. Oh, he's going north. He's going north and my ally seems to have joined me. I have just bought a DLC that... I don't really know exactly what it does. I've just bought Art of War, and... Well, we own their province. Oh, did they move back up the coast? Where are you going? What? Why are you coming down here? I mean, the war is for this province, which I'm losing a little bit of units due to siege, but feels like a pretty good chance that I will take. My naval force limit's already gone up. Because of that? Hard to tell. So these are mountains. I'm going to go help my ally. And also, does my general have any siege pips? No. So he's not... Well done. He's not helping that at all. One thing I found out recently is that natives... Their army tradition grows. Don't mess with Tveta, man. Okay. So that happens. The plan was to take this such that if they wanted to come this way, they'd have to fight me in the mountains. As a plan, it has not worked. Okay, we're now in siege mode. And starting to convert provinces, alright. I can actually leave... Yeah, I only need to leave that many. I hope let's see how out of supply I am here. I don't know, is there a supply map mode? That's map mode for everything. Not in here. Supply limit. Yes. Supply limit here is 8. So, you're fine where you are. You're suffering attrition. Attrition. So, I'm going to bring everyone back, but my allies can be attached to this. It's a bit too many allies attached. Oh well. No, now we're good. No attrition. No, attrition again. Our armies will just stay at this strength, which isn't perfect. Can I tell my allies what to do? Oh my god, my ally's almost been knocked out of the war. But as soon as he is knocked out of the war, the war becomes just me against these guys, and that's a war I've already basically won. Oh, there we go. Fully occupied. So I really don't lose that much by him leaving the war. In fact, I'd be happy for him to leave the war, because then I wouldn't have attrition here. I'd lose one ship. There we go. Marahan was defeated, and they ceded some stuff to these guys. Do they hate me now? Is there anything particularly bad that happens because of that? No, they love me. Oh, but they had to cancel the alliance. Now the question is, do I want a different alliance? They have a lot of alliances. Oh, they're enemies of Adjuran. Yeah, I want an alliance with them instead. So that went excellently. So ticking war scores on the way up. I have no diplomats to send. Oh, I can bring you back. So they're not too keen on this whole plan. What's the supply limit here now? What was it? Supply limit here, 17 and 8. We're fine over there. Oh, they're hit. Nope, they turned around. Well, they might come back more consolidated, but at this point there's nowhere good for them to take this fight. My extra ships have come out. Shame about the blockade. So their war exhaustion is high, and it must be going up. Their enthusiasm... They feel like they're making gains, but they kind of can't make any more gains. This is the end of the line for them. Oh, they got big. Wow. That was a noise. So I'm still making money. My ports are blockaded, which is not great. And there's some unrest. What? Who? Was I just not looking? I'll keep a better eye on it this time. Okay, you're coming in as well. You're already locked. You've got a pretty good general. So now, let's link up and actually see if we can knock a few more armies out. So we can attack these guys in Tanu, and although it's pretty unfavourable conditions... Oh, yes. God, that's very good timing. Oh, we stack wiped them. Lovely. And then, we're the defender here. So, I barely want to even try explaining how combat works in here. I'm only just starting to work it out. And this game is complicated enough that I've played a few hundred hours of it, and I'm still sort of getting the hang of it. Okay, my units have suffered casualties, but we've successfully attacked everyone. Let's pull out maths. Nope, that's not enough. That's enough. You stay here. Good. So that's where their first fort is. My units are reinforcing, which means that they're relatively deeply weakened. I kind of anticipate having to fall back here. Okay, there's various battles going on. I'll lose that one. But once that locks, I can take this one. Am I allowed to... Is this legit? Oh, it seemed to work. Okay. So the enemy will change their tactics as your tactics change. So the whole plan here is to catch these guys with actually the full force of my army. I don't have the best general. Mutapan conquest of Lola against Mutapa and Butua. I would peace out right now, apart from ongoing battle. If this battle was not ongoing, everyone would be a lot happier, which they are, and I could take Mombasa, which is pretty much the point of this. Oh, I can make them annul their treaty as well, so they become sort of powerless. I can't take that much money. I would love to humiliate them, but they have a third place? Oh, these are places that I've occupied. Did I enforce military access? No, something's a bit broken here, but how much money am I allowed to take? Okay. Is my army? Oh, yeah, I can't give them instructions because they're still retreating. Let's collect up my trade fleets. Actually, you know what? Nope, that's not my trade fleet. The enemy has no... no navy. My war exhaustion is high. Which means national unrest is pretty high. Mostly in Mombasa. I think we'll be alright. Now, although I would love to... Oh, you're at war with Marahan. God, I'm terrible to my allies. Okay, you guys are going to go up to the Gulf of Aden. And you guys are going to protect trade in Zanzibar. So I eclipsed a rival, which is good for power projection, but I no longer have one. And there's... oh, I can't rival while at war. Okay. Betisimkara. Who even are Betisimkara? I'm going to put autonomy up here. Putting unrest down by 10. It's worth it. That way I just don't need to worry about a revolution there. Unhappiness amongst the clergy. I want to move towards legalism. Losing prestige is fine. My goals. Oh, I get 9 more unity from converting that. That is quite a lot. So, as I come down... oh, are you really taking that battle? Oh, the siege got lifted. Great. So the Mutapans called this. And we can keep on gaining it by keeping it safe. We're the ones with high war exhaustion. I'm being pretty cold here. I just want to move further and further to legalism. That's actually worth it. I'm bringing in quite a lot of money. Am I at my... I'm not at my ship's limit. Oh wait, is this an option now? No. Some of the options added to DLCs, they're just, you know, they... Okay, I am at my force limit. Um, my war exhaustion won't go down. So kind of annoyingly, I'm in this war where I can't really see. You're the vassal. I can't see here, even though they are... They're someone. They're somehow important in the war. We do have slightly more troops here, especially with these guys who are just on their way down. What I want to be careful though of is... Do they have a fort anywhere? They've got a fort there. Oh great, I can go nuts. So I can't get a humiliate rival out of this. I probably can't get very much out of this apart from them just remaining weak. Don't do that. Don't walk into there. Where do I want? I want Massapa. My army's still recovering. They could be up to like 13. And let's start building a spy network on them. They're my rivals, so that'll be fine. I don't actually have any plans to take any of these yet. You guys like me, but you're allied with Ajuran? Weird. Either of these would be worth taking. You have no allies. Let's build a spy network with you then. Sure. Still at minus 42. Why did you go up there? Why are you doing this to me? Oh, I have an excellent heir. So, a new plan emerges. Wow. This guy, he knows how to move. I said, I don't allow allies to attach to this. If I see them moving, I probably want to get out of there. So aha, the Renaissance now exists. So the first inklings of things going on in Europe are starting to happen. And although we won't win this siege race, takes up to peace. Mintapa have to give war reps. I gain 1 power projection, and I lost my humiliate rival CV. But that means I can now put my war exhaustion down. I can walk through to there, and given that I'm bringing in so much, I can start getting some powers. Now, it's kind of always worth at the beginning, I think. Oh, why is my inflation going up so much? Because I have gold mines. would get the yearly inflation reduction person then. And Battle of Armies seems good. Why is my prestige so bad? When did I lose it? Hey. So I definitely want to state it. Let's check out what provinces the estates have. They seem fine. Where can I see which estate has you? I guess I can see if their autonomy is fine. That place, boring, 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 fine, fine. Interesting. It's a quite low development, all these places. Oh. God, a lot of people have calls on here. I'm only just making money. You can keep protecting trade in the Gulf of Aden. For show. These are just cogs. Am I? How am I doing for diplomatic relationships? Not well. You now accept. You are losing. You're in at least 2 wars. Oh, you deeply accept. Why do I have too many diplomatic relationships? Because I still have a royal marriage with Maran. You... I can just eat you right up. Move us towards legalism. Don't seem to be any bad sides of this. I mean, my guys are tired. And I have no manpower. Can I change my native policy? Is that allowed? No. So I'd love it if they left. There, they've now locked. You are... Let's get some military access from you. So let's see if I can get to here. This is an army that my allies are allowed to attach to. And although they won't struggle to take it, oh my god. I mean, they won't lose it, but it's close. A lot of things going on. Oh, military technology. Great. My war exhaustion is going up again. Tapa is no longer a valid rival, so I want to revoke my embargo. Isn't it? You know, it's not nothing. Do you have any claims, my friend? No. That siege is going very well. Oh, Zanzibar has really high unrest. Why? Can I give this... Oh, the Merchants Guild own it. War exhaustion and an active missionary. Let's just deal with that situation in a stupid way. Whoa! Oh, that's prestige. I thought it was stability for a sec. Okay. They're not quite willing to give up everything because they do own 2 provinces. So in my head it was Mombasa that was really unhappy. But no, it's kind of okay. So, I can protect trade in the Gulf of Aden. And I can send you back to... May as well be Zanzibar. So bit by bit, I'm getting a pretty good stronghold on the trade here. I don't need to yet, but I should start thinking about what ideas I should be going for. If you come far enough down, my vassals might kill you for me. So I probably want to get back out here first, just in case there's any kind of crossing bonus or anything like that. Go on, vassals. Oh, is there anywhere I should be developing? Ah, Kilwa is a gold province. Probably should have known that. Which one will be done first? My one. At which point they'll probably be willing to accept peace. Yep. Yes. They didn't have much money. There's nothing else I can do. Okay, that's gone great. Now I expect there'll be huge unrest there, so let's do that. I'm going to send my armies to there and there. Hopefully, because you're going through just after. Whoa, whoa, you turn into rebels? That makes sense. You did stop existing. You should... No, it doesn't matter anymore. So because they... Oh, I learned something now. Don't leave a nation just hanging around while you're full annexing them. So the advisor's maintenance is costing me a bit, but not a huge amount. I want more total development. Then when these guys will get here... Interesting. Yes, I definitely want to bring in people from basically Cairo and Baghdad. It sounds great. Ally, will you come and help me? Doesn't look like you will. Should be alright. Yeah. How's how are things going for my old pal Adal? Actually fine. You know, did they lose anything? They're still in one war. Yeah, they lost at least that. So given that I'm out of manpower, I'm very happy to not be to not be having any like obvious places I should be going to war anytime soon. Where are people unhappier? Pat. So I can probably whack the speed up for a bit. Just get it going. So you might be wondering what I can do about all this land. At the moment, not very much. I would need a colonist to start making any headway into here. Bourgeoisie request privileges. Diplomatic, or which of these two I care more about? I'd rather lose the Diplo power. I haven't done anything with my estates. You guys. Ooh, that's tempting. 100 military power. Let's get some support. No need to grant you a generalship now. Let's do this, then still 50 power. That actually seems great. I can then get this power, get this Diplo support. Oops. Oh, well, for better or worse. So it looks like Ajuran is my next person to fear. Adal is winning their war. Just spend my admin tech on that. So now I can build mosques, which is great. They are good money spinners. And it's not too long until I can have an idea group. So let's start thinking about what I might want. I like the look of trade. I like the look of expansion. Exploration is kind of pointless for me. Expansion would be much better. Yeah, I think I'm going to go expansion and start also colonizing. Is that what I think it is? No, that's what I'm looking for. Just some inlands. Ooh, that. I can colonise that. Oh, I can colonise that right away. Yeah, that's great. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? I wish... Oh, you're getting more loyal over time. You'll forgive me. Yeah. Everything's fine there. Zanzibar is still really unhappy. Oh, because I'm still converting its religion. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm doing well. Oh god. So, given that I have very little manpower now, it doesn't make that much difference if this is decreased. It will slow down me getting my manpower back. I have the inflation reduction person. I don't know if that's actually net. Inflation is still going up by 0.06 a year. I can have less inflation. I almost never use caution there, but let's use some caution this time. Yep, keep taking that. Now this might be a good idea somewhere. Whoa! Why does this make so little money? Well, that's worth having. Costs quite a lot, but I got money to spare. It was Kilwa, I just put that, wasn't it? Let's... Oh, so I don't want to increase this too much. Where's the money coming from this place? So there's a 0.07 chance of it depleting, which goes up quite a lot. 0.012 of it depleting each year. Seems fine. Should I be getting the first Diplo technology though? Oh wow, a lot of choice. I think I'm going to go for the defensive pips. Let's just... Where does the state live? Institutions. So I might want to create Renaissance. Not yet. Probably didn't need that second one. Taxes at 0.52, yearly 5. So I'm just trying to really push up that income enough that we can start doing some... So I can't fabricate a claim, but I will be able to once I've put a colonist there. So I should actually be... It's a little while off. There are some trade nodes in Madagascar. I have quite a to start building a spy network with you guys, who, even though you would ally me, I would rather have your territory than have you as an ally. And so I want to fabricate some claims on you. Ajuran has only got bigger and scarier. Does this have a fort? No, I'd quite like to build a fort there. That costs 200 gold. So, Ajuran can now finally declare war on me. An alliance offer from Marahan. That would be a terrible idea. No. But I like your grit. So how much of my money is coming from trade? Well, the biggest amount's coming from gold. It's not too surprising. How much do you like me at the moment? You have no liberty to desire. Ah, you guys have learned about feudalism. So, I'm really pushing what you'll let me get away with, but I've got the biggest amount of trade power, and I've just taken over theirs, and they have the second biggest. Oh, that's great, actually, taking over theirs. That was a good move. Smugglers running rampant. I can afford to stop them. That's no longer true. So I wouldn't say I'm accelerating away with this, but I feel like I am doing pretty well. I'm pretty slow on getting to this, is one of my major concerns. Technologically I'm doing fine. So all my truces are up, but my manpower is still only just recovering. Do I want to build building a fort here? Oh, I don't have one in Mombasa either. Oh yeah, no, I should build one here. That costs a lot. Oops, sorry about that breath. Okay, one of my advisors died, but that just makes things cheaper. It's costing me money. My army maintenance is on full, and it could probably be on like half. Military divided, fort defense or siege ability. I'm gonna go with fort defense. Anything else? We can mothball the forts. I don't have any forts. I have a capital fort, but that isn't mothballable. How much are we getting now? 6 a turn. So I can start building that 2 turns from now. So that is good news. This is good news. I can choose an idea group. Choosing this. Just choosing this? Do I get anything from it? God, I cannot get that bit of lovely. So I'm actually going to go get an advisor. Diplomatic reputation. I forget what kind of visors these guys give. It's fine. So I can build province improvements. Is there anywhere that I'd want to? Not really. Still not in range of this. I could think about taking the Maldives. A lot of people have claims on them, but they have no allies. Yeah, let's do that. You can come back from that. So I can build a mosque, but what I really want is not an alliance with you guys. Is to wait for this and get the marketplaces. Legalism, more military power. I can change out my cavalry. It's almost always best, especially early in the game, to be defending. Could build one of those. There's nowhere where it's crazy effective. It's pretty good in quite a lot of places, actually. But this is what we've been waiting for. Let's get a ton of trade power. So Zanzibar's a lot. And then all of these are a lot, but let's go with these two. How much does adding 6 trade power to this do? My trade power is that much. 6 isn't actually that much. Might have been overestimating how much it's going to do. Would anyone take vassalization? You wouldn't. You would think about it. You wouldn't. Not shockingly, no one particularly wants to be made into my vassal. Alright, the manpower's back on its way up. We now do have a fort here, which I'll leave on. I can... Nope, I can't fabricate a claim on them. Well, then let's bring you back. You can fabricate claims on both of their provinces. Not necessarily because I yet want to attack them. Um, but because I want, if I'm attacked by these guys, to be able to take the provinces in the peace settlement. Oh, I can hurry up and annex you. Which I'm pretty happy to do at this point. So I think I want to start thinking about India. Come on. Bakhmanis are Shia. Gujarat is Sunni, which I am. You've got some pretty powerful enemies. Not a huge fan of me. You quite like me. And your enemies aren't yet huge. And feels like I should be thinking about expanding into Gujarat first, at least for trade power. Might try and take all of you know what, I don't think it matters yet. I think I'm jumping the gun on that. Do I want to build this there? Or do I want to build this somewhere? I think I want to build that. Festivities. 1 base tax. Lovely. I must be at legalism by now, am I? Kilwa gets better exports for 10 years. That's nice. And I can have a colonist, which means I can send said colonist here. I can bring my army down. So, hopefully I won't get attacked immediately, but one thing this means is I can now fabricate some claims. Oh no, I got there in time. I got there in time and I'm even in supply. Well, that's not very nice, but I would be willing to return the favour. Mushahasha. Enemy of my enemy. But a bit too far to care. Oh, I should be embargoing them. Maka will join me in this war. Tambuka will join them. I think Butchua will as well, but let's see how we do. So obviously, one of the things that happened there was I forgot to... nope. So it is just Tambuka in them. With these guys, we probably have enough force just to hold them as is. I fulfill the mission to have trustworthy allies. So by zone of control, I can't actually get to those places. So I'm just gonna split my force in half and send off the small half to deal with those guys. Oh no, there's where most of their forces are. Okay, we're gonna send off the large half then. Smugglers running rampant. Fine. I'm bringing in quite a lot of money, so let's get another advisor. Do I want to get one from Improve Relations? I want him. Don't have the money. Boo. Oh, everything got de-sieged because they went over here. Fine. God, you're up here? You guys are weird. Let's see if I can take them out without these guys getting a chance. I think I can probably just take these. The other army is far away by now. Oh. These natives might be the death of me. I think I'm... Oh, just won it. Okay, so taking that is good news. And the fact that they didn't come all the way back down is even better. Let's just gain a little bit of money for the moment. I say whilst actually wanting to buy that person. Oh, great. That's good news. Is that a mission? So I won the siege. She lost that battle. But I won that one. I immediately regret hiring that advisor. Yeah, he costs too much. Let's get rid of him. I have a peace offer. That's probably fine. But I can take more, so I will. What am I looking for? My war exhaustion is not too low, my overextension isn't too high. Don't even have noticeable aggressive expansion. Is my terrible old king still in charge? Lima. I'm about to get some heathens. So that's not great. Oh, he's the only one in charge. I should maybe... get a general. Aha! Let's see if I can pick these guys up. Oh. We're not even the only ones that they're in a war with. Ah, here is... these guys. I could sue them for a separate peace. Although it seems like they won't accept. Why not? I'm just having such a nice time in the war. So my manpower is pretty healthy at this point. Oop, you do not need to be doing that. So, I could be... starting to make friends with some of these guys. Let's start making friends with the Backmanis. That's my choice. Great, so we took that siege. Now we'll try and just grab a couple more. Go de-siege anything that they have sieged. Okay, that's as good as I'm going to get. So where do I want? Oh, that's gold. I'd like, ideally, all four of those. I'm allowed it. They would become my vassal. Is that useful to me? Could I take the whole place? Almost. I might get a coalition against me. So a lot of development in these places? Not really. Utete is a center of trade, so let's take that as well. Yeah, I don't see much reason to have them as a vassal. I would like money. I would like more money. And oh, coring is going to be slow. If I have the wealth of Africa. Great. And I've expanded Kilwa. Even better. So, I'm certain to have a bunch of unrest. So let's put autonomy up in everywhere. Still quite a lot. Oh well, we'll probably be okay. High income, great. Oh my god! Oh, that's the spoils of war. It's like, have we magically... No, I don't want to be your ally. You're terrible. Could go with one of these. Yeah, let's... I know they lack cores, but there's nothing I can do about it. Why don't I boost stability? Helping to reduce the unrest a little bit. And then allowing me to make people even more unhappy. Okay, I think in a sec I am gonna put a pause in here, because this has been a long video already. And I hope you'll come back to see more of whatever this is. So I'm actually going to put you here because I want you ready to get the natives. The Tapans really don't matter to me anymore. Now, it's the Batawans that I want. Bit worried that I still don't have the trade range to get someone to there. Gotta be quick on this. Okay, you can stop building that spy network. Have you fabricated a claim? Fabricate a claim on the completely boring Kismayo. Is there anything good? Yeah, let's also fabricate a claim on Mogadishu. Let's see if there's an unrest reduction. No, that'd be this one, wouldn't it? National tax multiplier plus 10%. He'll probably pretty much pay for himself. Also fine. Still pulling in a good bit of money. Could mothball my thoughts. It's only going to be an issue if... No, let's have them up. Something just happened. Oh, native assimilation. This is pretty slow. How's my religion doing? Oh, I'm incredibly legal. The Bakumanis couldn't like me better. Oh, but they totally don't like me enough to have an alliance. Has anyone else decided that they don't like Oman yet? Not really. I'm going to improve relations with you just in case you'll think about being my friend. So I can as good as expect a rebellion. Can't really do anything about that. Could harsh treatment, but you guys are fabricating claims against me. Not cool. Ooh, great gems. I should call you next. I can call both. So, rebellion will be happening any moment, so let's get the armies together. Aha. Come on, come on, come on. Get there, get there, get there, get there. Oh, I won. So, that sucks about Zimbabwe. Yep, just make sure he's signed. I could convert some provinces to Sunni, but I really don't want to. These are mountains. Ugh, it's my own territory. So despite the bad terrain, I think I probably will win. I've got more morale, I've got more tactics. Got some good rolls. I have never managed to work out how many sides the dice that govern this game have. Seems to be different numbers in different situations. Oh my god, I'm still getting... No. Cancel the military access. Can I do something about having a marriage review? Okay, Medri Bahi have attacked them. Allied with Ethiopia. They're allied with Yemen, Kilwa and Warsaw. Quick! Quick! Oh no! I knew that was going to happen. Well, let's halve the army. Send the good half some up here. I can invest in a new idea. I can invest in merchants. Where can my merchant immediately go? He can't go to any of these places. He could go to Ethiopia. Yeah, alright. Let's see how much trade power I actually managed to transfer. I've got a good amount of the trade power of the Gulf of Aden. I have 1% of the trade power here. I don't have much to contribute, but let's send my cogs up here. Hey! We are in the age of cannons. Just about. I think I'm going to finish all this coring, and then I'll call it for the early evening. Our war seems to not be going well. Wait, who was overcalling? They'd think about accepting an alliance now. At least I have an army there now. So I lost a lot of time to that. I was just saying that I'm about to stop for, maybe not the evening, I might come back to it, but for a little bit. No, stop trying to marry me. But yeah, I think I'll move back to that because I think I now have a better setup. Basically, I've got faster internet now. Should I be worried about the Mojave? Maybe. Let's get that admin power. Excellent. I can make the new state of Zimbabwe. That seems like a pretty good place to stop. So, thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.